Your wife feels desire, just not for you. Okay, ow. That sounds really, really bad. Um, but it doesn't have to be as bad as it sounds. I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And desire is much more complicated than most people think. There is something called solo desire, which means that's an individual feeling. I personally have desire. And if your wife reads romance novels or watches rom-coms or drools over, oh, Ryan Reynolds, or you name the guy on the screen, but somehow when it comes to you, she doesn't seem to be particularly interested. And you know what? That really hurts. And what's at play here is a different kind of desire called dyadic desire, which is desire for another person, for a particular person in your relationship. And, it's hard. It's really, really hard. Rejection of any kind is hard. And rejection of your attempts to be intimate and connected with her are really, really painful. But there are some things that could be going on here. And the good news is if she has solo desire, if she actually has a libido, if she is interested in, you know, um, like I said, romance novels, watching romantic movies, even if she self-pleasures, all of that means that desire exists, which means that there may be something that's going on specific in your relationship that somehow is not working for her. And the first step is to say, okay, do I want to fix this? Because like I said, rejection hurts, and especially in this realm. But if there are problems in your relationship, if she's carrying a lot of the mental load, which I've talked about before, if she spends a lot of time with the kids, but if you have young kids, one of the things that women don't want if they've had kids grabbing at them all day is to have a grown man grabbing at them. Okay. And and again, that's a problem that needs to be addressed, but it also first needs to be recognized. And a lot of times time is not made. You're not connecting outside of the bedroom, which makes connecting inside of the bedroom really, really tough. Um, there may be some other things going on. I've talked about last time I talked about the orgasm gap, the pleasure gap, that if sex is only meh for her or only great sometimes, then that actually can impact that dyadic desire that she feels. Um, when it's something that's shoved in at the end of a long day and time isn't taken for her to actually get into it, that actually is going to influence dyadic desire. If I don't feel connected to my partner, if I feel like this is just something that happens and it's like, whatever, I'm really, it's going to kill my desire. Now you mix that in with what is known as responsive desire, and you just got a whole mess on your hands. And desire in the beginning is easy, right? When we're in love, when we're first in love, when we're first together, when we don't have responsibilities, when we're spending a lot of time together, desire just kind of comes. And the longer we're together, the more energy we need to put in to making the relationship a priority. Because when she feels like a priority, when her pleasure is part of the equation, not just sometimes, but all or at least most of the time, then she's going to enjoy it more. Um, how you approach her. Do you understand how her body works? Are you attuned to what her body is doing? I've had clients tell me that, she just lays there like a dead fish. Okay, well, that just means that somehow what's happening to her or what's being done with her is it's not having the desired effect. And so you want to change it up. And the problem is we don't have to go, there's no place to go to sex school. We don't necessarily learn how to do this. And so sometimes we need a little bit of help. And that's where somebody like me comes in, who can take apart what's going on in your relationship to make sure that all the pieces are working really well. And then maybe helping you out with what's not happening, because there's so many things, there's so many messages that we get around sex, that we get around intimacy, that are just flat out wrong and will cause trouble if you can't unpack them and repack them in a way that works for your marriage. So the good news, like I said, if she has solo desire, that's actually good news, because it means she does have desire, and you just need to learn to tap into it in a way that is beneficial for your relationship. And if you'd like to know how to do that, then I would like to help, and I encourage you to get in touch with me, either by DMing me, putting a comment down below, sending me an email at leslie@foundationscoachingnc.com, because this is an important aspect of the relationship. And, and like I said, rejection is hard, and that makes you want to pull away, which is not going to benefit your relationship. And getting angry and upset about it also isn't going to help. The answer is to find a solution. So hopefully you found this helpful. I would love it if you subscribed to the channel. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment. And until next week, stay loving.